They say grace is not something you wear, it's something you are. And if there was ever a woman who embodied grace, compassion, and quiet strength, it was Queen Mother Sirikit of Thailand. Her presence wasn't just royal, it was magnetic, soothing, and unforgettable. For decades, her visits across Thailand and around the world became moments that touched millions of hearts. Each encounter, each smile, and each word she spoke carried a sense of deep care, not just for her people, but for humanity itself. This is the story of a queen whose footsteps left a trail of love, tradition, and hope, a woman who became the beating heart of her nation. When we look back at Queen Mother Sirikit's countless journeys and visits, from remote Thai villages to grand international stages, one thing becomes clear. Every step she took was guided by purpose. Her visits were never just ceremonial. They were bridges, connecting the palace to the people, and Thailand to the world. In the early years, when she accompanied King Bhumibol Adulyadej on his royal tours, the young queen stood by his side, not just as a symbol of elegance, but as a partner in duty. Together, they ventured into rural communities, far from the glitter of Bangkok's royal halls. There, Sirikit met farmers, mothers, and children, listening, smiling, and learning about their struggles. Those moments shaped her life's mission, to uplift the people of Thailand through love, education, and opportunity. Wherever she went, she carried with her a warmth that broke down barriers of class and formality. It wasn't uncommon for villagers to say that when Queen Sirikit looked into their eyes, they felt seen, not as subjects, but as family. One of the most remarkable parts of her royal journey was her devotion to preserving Thai culture and craftsmanship. During her visits to local communities, she often encouraged traditional artisans, the silk weavers, the wood carvers, the jewelry makers, to continue their crafts. She believed that Thailand's beauty lived in the hands of its people. Out of this passion grew the Support Foundation, a project she established to help local artisans sustain their crafts and improve their livelihoods. When she visited these artisans, she didn't just observe, she interacted. She sat beside the women at their looms, admired their patterns, and spoke to them about their families. Her sincerity created an unspoken bond that fueled a cultural revival across the nation. Her visits weren't about power. They were about presence. And that's what made them unforgettable. Internationally, Queen Sirikit's visits turned her into a beloved figure on the global stage. She met world leaders, artists, and philanthropists, yet her poise always reflected the quiet dignity of Thailand. When she represented her country abroad, whether in Europe, America, or Asia, she didn't just bring gifts or speeches. She brought Thailand's heart. Diplomats often described her as a queen of elegance and intelligence. But those who met her personally said something deeper, that she radiated kindness in a way that left a lasting impression. In her eyes, they said, you could see both the wisdom of a monarch and the gentleness of a mother. It was during these visits that the world came to know Thailand, not only for its temples and beauty, but for the compassion of its Queen Mother. But behind the grandeur and royal duties, Queen Sirikit was also a woman of profound emotion. Her love for King Bhumibol was legendary, a love that weathered years of change, duty, and distance. Every time she appeared beside him during their state visits, the connection between them was palpable. Together, they represented not just monarchy, but partnership, one rooted in mutual respect and devotion to their people. Even in the later years, after King Bhumibol's passing, Queen Sirikit continued to embody resilience. Though her public appearances became rare, memories of her past visits and interactions remain deeply etched in the hearts of Thais. To many, she became a living symbol of continuity, a reminder of the golden years of unity and compassion under the late king's reign. Those who had the honor of meeting her often recall the smallest gestures, the way she would reach out to hold an elderly woman's hand, or pause to speak to a young child in the crowd. She listened intently, with a tenderness that transcended words. Her presence was calming, almost motherly, which is why even today, Thais lovingly refer to her as May, meaning mother. Her visits to hospitals, schools, and remote communities weren't staged moments for cameras. They were acts of love. She asked about people's health, their children's education, and their hopes. She offered comfort to the sick, encouragement to the poor, and pride to the forgotten. Through every smile and every visit, she taught that royalty's true meaning lies in service, not status. As the years went by, her health may have limited her travels, but her spirit never stopped visiting the hearts of her people. Every photograph, every memory, and every story shared by those who met her keeps her legacy alive. To remember Queen Mother Sirikit is to remember a chapter of Thailand filled with compassion, culture, and unity. Today, when we look back at those countless visits to villages, schools, hospitals, and foreign lands, they form more than a record of royal duties. They form a tapestry of love, a reminder that true greatness is not measured in crowns or titles, but in the lives we touch along the way. So, as we remember the many visits of Queen Mother Sirikit, the laughter she shared, the hand she held, and the lives she changed, we remember more than a queen. We remember a mother to a nation, a guardian of Thai heritage, and a woman whose heart knew no boundaries. Her story reminds us that kindness can reign forever, long after the royal ceremonies fade. Because in the end, the greatest legacy of Queen Mother Sirikit isn't in the palaces she graced. It's in the hearts she healed,